Hello children, in current electricity we have already discussed Ohm's law to combination of resistors. Now today we will discuss EMF, terminal potential difference, cell and cells in series and parallel one by one. First, what is cell? Cell is a device which provides the necessary potential difference to an electric circuit to maintain a continuous flow of current in it. See, it is a tricell capable to provide potential difference to an electric circuit. Now the EMF. The potential difference between the terminal of a cell when no current is drawn from the cell is called EMF, electromotive force. It is not a force, it is work done by a cell to bring a unit positive charge from its negative terminal to positive terminal by a cell, that is called electromotive force. Electromotive force depends on size of electrodes, distance between electrodes and quantity of electrolyte in the cell. Now the terminal potential difference. If this cell is connected in circuit and current is drawn from the cell, then potential difference across positive terminal and negative terminal is called terminal potential difference. In short, we can say a cell in open circuit, then potential difference between its plate is electromotive force. When current is drawn from the cell, then terminal potential difference is terminal potential difference. Now the direction of conventional current inside the cell is from negative to positive plate, whereas outside the cell it is from positive to negative electron. Generally, say this cell is of 1.5 volt, so its EMF is 1.5 volt. When this cell is connected in a circuit, obviously some current is drawn, then if we connect a voltmeter across it, the reading of voltmeter will be lesser than 1.5 volt. So that is the terminal potential difference. Internal resistance is the hindrance offered or opposition offered by electrolyte of a cell to the flow of electric current through it is called internal resistance. As in class 11 we have learned fluid friction, that is viscosity. So here inertia of the circuit, internal inertia of electrolyte we can say, that is internal resistance, while external inertia, that is also called of circuit, is called resistance or load resistance. Now the factors on which internal resistance depends: separation between electrodes, nature and concentration of electrolyte, area of electrodes, and temperature. See, separation between electrodes is directly proportional. Means if electrodes are far away, then more internal resistance. If concentration is higher, we have learned earlier, that is number density of charge carrier. If electrolytes are more concentrated, then more N. That lowers the internal resistance. Because if we see I equal to NEAVD, so if N is more, current is more, means internal resistance increase. Now the area of electrodes in electrolyte, we can say effective area. It is inversely proportional. we have seen the formula R equal to rho L by A. So if more area in the electrolyte, then R will less. And the fourth, that is temperature. On rising temperature, thermal energy of the ions increases, and as a result its mobility increases, and thus resistance decreases. See in the diagram, a cell of EMF E, internal resistance R are connected with a load resistance. So voltage drop across this R is terminal potential difference, and I current is here drawn. So what we can say, the E equal to voltage drop across load plus voltage drop across internal resistance, and that is EMF equal to I R plus R. This R plus R is the total resistance of the circuit. So I equal to E by R plus R. This relation is called circuit equation, and it is nothing, it is similar, very similar to the Ohm's law. V equal to IR, here the total resistance. Internal resistance now in terms of EMF, terminal potential difference, and load resistance. If we use the circuit equation here, we will find IR equal to EMF minus terminal potential difference. If we divide both sides by IR equal to V, it is from the Ohm's law, then we will get R equal to E by V minus 1 into R. So it is the relation of internal resistance and EMF, terminal potential difference, and load resistance. How we can determine the internal resistance of a cell by a voltmeter? See here, a cell of internal resistance R and a voltmeter is connected. Let's see how voltmeter is connected. Positive terminal of voltmeter is connected with the positive terminal of cell, and negative terminal of voltmeter is connected with the negative terminal of a cell. Here switch is off, means no current is drawn from the circuit. Then we can see it will measure the EMF of a cell. Now second, if switch is on, then some current will be drawn. Now the reading of voltmeter will be lesser than the EMF of the cell, because some current has been drawn from the cell, and that reading of the voltmeter will be potential difference or terminal potential difference. Graphical interpretation, because in each year at least minimum one graph must be in our board paper. So we must analyze the graph. First, EMF and load resistance. EMF of a cell doesn't depend on R, so its graph will be parallel to the resistance axis. Second, terminal potential difference is directly proportional to external resistance R. If, see the Ohm's law, V equal to IR, so if R increases, obviously terminal potential difference will increase. So its graph is, see the Ohm's law graph, here it is the maximum value of EMF is given, because terminal potential difference cannot be more than the EMF of a cell. Variation of terminal potential difference V with current. See here the graph, the slope is negative. It is V versus I graph. Maximum, here it is the EMF of the cell, and as current drawn, it decreases. Now cells in series combination. Consider here the two cells of EMF E1 and E2 and internal resistance R1 and R2 are connected in series end to end. See here, negative terminal is connected with positive terminal, and same current will flow. Then, and let the potential at A is VA, at B, VB, and at C, VC. So first cell, terminal potential difference between points AB is VAB, that is VA minus VB, and this is equal to E1 minus IR1. Again here it is the circuit equation. Similarly, VBC will be VB minus VC, and that is equal to E2 minus IR2. Our purpose to find potential difference between AC. So what will be VAC equal to VA minus VC? If we add and subtract VB, we will find VAC equal to VA minus VB plus VB minus VC. And VA minus VB is nothing, it is VAB. And VB minus VC, it is nothing, it is VBC. And substitute the value of VAB and VBC, we will get VAC equal to E1 plus E2 minus I R1 plus R2. Let it is equation 1. If the combination is replaced by a single cell of EMF E equivalent and internal resistance R equivalent, draw the same current, then VAC equal to E equivalent minus IR equivalent. If we compare equation 1 and equation 2, we will get E equivalent equal to E1 plus E2 and R equivalent equal to R1 plus R2. It is just now for the 2 cell. If there are n cell, then E equivalent equal to E1 plus E2 plus so on En, and if all EMFs are identical, then that will be NE. And the R equivalent will be R1 plus R2 plus so on up to Rn. And if the internal resistance of all identical cell are same, then R equivalent equal to N into small r. So certain more conclusion we can draw from here. See, these are the information. Here all the cells are identical, though here taken 3, but if for n identical cell, then total EMF will be NE, total internal resistance will be N into R. So the total resistance of the circuit will be total internal resistance plus total load resistance. So current equal to total EMF by total resistance of the circuit. Here some special cases, and from this result 1 marks questions. What are those? See, the value of current depends on these two. If these two, the sum of these two are more, then current will less. But if we compare load resistance and total internal resistance, we will see here, if load resistance is much higher than the total internal resistance, then we can neglect this value NR, then I equal to N into E by R. So E by R is the current supplied by one cell. So current will be N times of current supplied by one cell. If total internal resistance is much higher than the load resistance, then I equal to, then we have to neglect this load resistance, then I equal to E by internal resistance. It is nothing but current supplied by one cell. So see here, maximum, this part is the maximum current that a series combination, from a series combination we can get. So what is the condition? Current supplied by a series combination of cell is maximum when external resistance is very high in comparison to the total internal resistance. That is case 1. Now the cells in parallel combination. So in resistance we have seen how it is. See, cells are said to be connected in parallel when they are joined positive to positive and negative to negative, such that current is divided between the cell. See the diagram here. The two cell provides current I1 and I2. So these two current pass through the external load resistance, let that is I. So what we can say, I equal to I1 plus I2. Now if we use the circuit equation for cell 1 and cell 2, we will get, see, VAB for cell 1 equal to E1 minus IR1. From here, I1 equal to E1 by R1 minus V by R1. Similarly, for I2 equal to E2 by R2 minus V by R2. If we substitute the value of I1 and I2 in the first equation, that is I equal to I1 plus I2, and go on little simplification, we will find V equal to E1 R2 plus E2 R1 by R1 plus R2 minus I R1 R2 by R1 plus R2. Now our purpose is here to find equivalent EMF and equivalent resistance. So if we replace these two cells by a single cell of EMF E equivalent and internal resistance R equivalent and use the circuit equation, we will find V equal to E equivalent minus IR equivalent. So now if we compare equation 1 and equation 2, we will get this value E equivalent equal to E1 R2 plus E2 R1 by R1 plus R2, and R equivalent equal to R1 R2 by R1 plus R2. If there are n cells, then how we can write? For that purpose, this form will be easier. E equivalent by R equivalent equal to E1 by R1 plus E2 by R2 plus En by Rn, and 1 by R equivalent equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus so on 1 by R. Again, some more information we can draw in the parallel combination. Here we are taking EMF will be the same. Current divides equally among the cells. Here identical cell we are taking, so that, and the reciprocal of total internal resistance is the sum of reciprocals of individual internal resistance. 1 by R equivalent equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus so on. So for n identical cell, total EMF of the cell or battery will be E, total internal resistance, that is R by N. So total resistance of the circuit will be load resistance plus total internal resistance. Thus current equal to I equal to NE by NR plus R. Again we can employ the cases as we have drawn in series. If internal resistance is much higher than the N into load resistance, then I equal to N into E by R, that is N times of current supplied by one cell. And if NR is much higher than the internal resistance of a cell, then I equal to E by R. That is equal to simply current supplied by one cell. So when the maximum current is when the internal resistance is much higher than the external resistance. Now some questions here given as assignments. Note down these questions and solve. If any problem in, then place your problem in our discussion forum. All of us will discuss together. And now click this link and go for a test. Few questions based on previous parts, whatever you have studied till now. So thank you.